It's never blamed on their behavior, but they blame it on God's plan.
Stop it. Not me agreeing with Pearl. Oh my God, I agree with Pearl. Don't you dare clip that and put it with the most racist thing you've ever seen in your life.
Or attractiveness that they have to a guy is getting less and less. And
point of order, who cares? Like, this is only a problem if you're valuing yourself by your external frame, by your external format. Your external self, is because a lot of these people don't garner their confidence from within. And it's like, I hate to use the phrase pick me girl because it's so funny, but like, if you're not pick me girl, you're a pick me girl. You're not a girl's girl, you're a pick me girl. Is like, why it just, yeah. If you're a pick me girl, you don't have, I'm not saying these women are pick me girls. I just like saying pick me girl. Can you tell? Can you say it with me right now? Pick me girl. You're not a pick me girl. No, you are a pick me girl. You're not a girl's girl. You're a pick me girl. That's from the Love Is Blind. That's from the Love Is Blind reunion. I have brain rot from that reunion, but I've watched it several many times. Anyway, not the point. Is that if you don't garner your self-confidence from who you are on the inside because you're a pick me girl, you're only going to be able to get that from the outside, which is a problem. And then eventually, when you get old, like Judge Judy says, beauty fades. But sexism is forever. No, hopefully it's not. Really, hopefully it's not.
They're no longer seen as kind of the cream of the crop. They've passed their prime. And
why are we viewing women as resources like this? Hello babies and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, hi, my name is David and this is my series called Dismantling Hate, the series where I, your host, you guessed it, David, walks you through some hateful things on the internet. So we look at some far-right extremism, we look at religious fundamentalism, we look at fatphobia, we look at racism, transphobia, homophobia, we look at all the things. I think I said homophobia twice, but it deserves to be mentioned. Now today, we're looking at something a little bit different, so thank you for joining me. This is episode, 13? Lucky number 13. And we're doing something brand new. We're looking at TikToks here and we are exploring an individual named Pearl Bailey, just Pearly things. If you haven't heard of her, buckle up, bestie, because this is some hate to dismantle here. Please do not go to the comment sections of these creators and leave them hateful messages, because we may not have Michelle Obama's arms, but we do need her attitude, because when they go low, we go high, and we're not here to perpetuate this culture of hate. We are here, however, to practice voicing our opinions here when we get stressed out and are faced with these things in real life, because it is hard to maintain composure when you are engaging in conversations with hateful people like this. So, besties, without further ado, we're going to get into Pearl. So I'm going to slide over so we can look at these tiki-takis here, and let's get into it. All right, so we're just going to look at her TikTok. There's a lot. She does a lot of things on YouTube that I'm interested in looking at a later date, but we're going to do that at a later date. We're going to start here just at a tertiary. I don't know if that's the right word. We're going to start here just lightly with her TikTok and, you know, dip our toes into the water of who is Pearl. All right, so Pearl_50. This is Pearl. We're definitely not going to follow her, but we're going to start from the top here and work our way down, and we're going to go until we get fed up with what we see, and hopefully that's more than one video.
now, if I were to take this out of context and like just respond to the part where he said, you know, well, you said that you were fine with your corporate job and your cat, so that's okay. Like, I want to address that to you because he is speaking to a certain kind of woman that I just described.
No, it applies to all women. It applies to women in church and out of church. I mean, sorry guys, if women in church had such a great reputation, there would be men lining up to date church women. There's just not. In fact, many men see it as a red flag, women that are religious, because the quality is so much lower.
Now, if I were to...
You know, again, if you're a little confused here, you should feel right at home because I don't really understand either. She's just taking, I don't know who the original clip is here. It's probably some liberal snowflake kind of girl in the back, which I can appreciate and identify with. There's just not a lot of context. And I think a big thing about what Pearl does here is that she's going to shock and like she wants people to hate watch her for sure. I don't know if she actually believes these. Actually, I would be of the opinion that she probably believes the things that she's saying here, which is terrifying. But no, like, we're just going to say this. No one sentence, like just the false generalizations or the broad generalizations, stop it. No one sentence is true for every woman. Actually, maybe one. All women are women. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say that all women are this, all men are this, all gay people are this, all black people are this. Like, there's no one through line for every group of people. And if you start getting into those false generalizations, that's discrimination. So I know good women who go to church and I know bad women who go to church. And it's not really my place to make a broad generalization like that, because it's just not true. There's crappy people everywhere. There's good people everywhere. And it shows immaturity if you group everyone together like that. Next.
Whenever a situation is pretty much black and white, whenever there's a situation that the woman looks bad at, they always bail them out. And I did this for a year of shows. This is the most frustrating. It's not black and white. Whenever a situation is
I don't even know what this girl just said. Okay, wait a minute. What? When something is black and white.
Whenever there's a situation that the woman looks bad at, they always bail them out. And I did this for a year of shows. This is the most frustrating. It's not black and white.
I think maybe this isn't her TikTok channel. Maybe this is somebody who's like cutting up clips and doing this for her. I feel like this is her though. This is just poor content creation, honestly, because if you're cutting it in shorts like this, like there's not enough context. Like what? It doesn't make sense. You need to provide your audience some more context if you want them to agree or understand.
I would venture to guess that the vast majority of you listening to this show that are in your late 20s or your 30s and you are unmarried and you don't have kids, that you are not in this situation because you want to be. You are not in this situation, most likely, because you imbibed feminist propaganda and you put your career first and you became a girl boss who had her...
Okay, but again, it doesn't matter what people say. It matters what we do. And that's the problem. Christian women can say something, but, look at what we do.
I would venture to guess that...
Again, I just don't understand. And it's funny now because you watching this, you're watching a reaction to a reaction to a reaction. So hopefully we'll get it. She really hates whoever this is.
It is true that a lot of men in their 30s are looking to date women in their 20s. That is just, I think, a fact of reality that many women...
I don't know about that. I'm liking this woman in the first video less and less with every clip.
...to reckon with. But listen, this is also true. That God has written every single day of your life before any of them came to be.
No.
And see, that's what I've noticed. If Christian women have a poor outcome, it's never blamed on their behavior, but they blame it on God's plan.
Stop it. Not me agreeing with Pearl. Oh my God, I agree with Pearl. Don't you dare clip that and put it with the most racist thing you've ever seen in your life. Okay, no, I agree with that. I completely agree with that.
I'm not saying God doesn't have a plan, but I genuinely do not believe...
I don't believe God has a plan. I believe in science and mathematics.
That God wanted Nala to put her butthole on OnlyFans. I really don't. I don't. And, that choice will have a repercussion.
Jesus.
Jeremy responded to me today. Not to me. Well, I guess to me. So here's the clip we have.
I'm interviewing someone, and I mentioned how there have been a couple people in the chat of my show. So we're talking about people who are full members, who are commenting every day, who worked in... varying degrees of pornography and who kind of came out of it. And I was thinking one person in particular who, I've just sort of interacted with in the show and maybe on Twitter a little bit. And, but this person I was interviewing, Pearl Davis, I think she thought I was talking about you.
I did. That was it, yes.
And
I got that vibe very heavily when I watched the interview.
So she never said your name, and I didn't know who you were. And she's saying, oh, that person is a fake. She didn't want to get out. And I'm thinking of this other person.
Yes, because she raised her prices 4 times. She did not delete her account. She is still, because the facts don't back up your religion, Michael. Jeremy...
It's just really poor real creation or content creation in general. And now I'm doing that for you too. I don't understand. Is this a parody account or is this her actual account? I think the problem is that she gets blocked and banned so frequently that she can't have a verified account because she says all of these terrible things. So we'll keep going here because we want to look at her TikTok here. So, all right, next.
This is a hooker. Do you really think she hasn't had an abortion before?
What in the world? That means nothing. You can't associate, oh God, she says on the top that she's pro-life. That's the caption to this video. Sorry, it's not pro-life and pro-choice. It's pro-choice or anti-choice. Abortion is necessary. It's medical care that is necessary for so many people for so many reasons, and people need to be autonomous over their own body. Let's just put that out there and say that right away. I don't have a uterus, so I can't necessarily have an opinion, but I can support people doing whatever they want with their own bodies, as long as it's not hurting anybody else. And I don't care about the argument that it's hurting an unborn child. The person who is growing the child gets to make that choice. Sorry, it's just my opinion. And my opinion on that, I believe to be right, as we all do with all of our own opinions anyway. Yeah, I already forgot what oh yeah, just because you're a sex worker doesn't inherently mean that you've had an A word. Like, that's not, again, it's the immaturity, right? Like, you don't actually have a conceptual understanding of what it looks like to engage in sex work like that too. Like, I've known people who engage in all various forms of sex work, and they're just a normal, boring human being, just like the rest of us in a lineup. Like, you wouldn't be able to stand there and pick them out. And the fact that she thinks that she could and say all these like grandiose things about these people just imply that the girl's never been out of the basement. That's not a weird joke. I mean, like, she's never been out of the house.
This is a hooker. Do you really think she hasn't had an abortion before? 1 out of 3 women has had an abortion. Seriously.
Well, then it has nothing to do with being a sex worker. There are a lot of people who have had an A word and were not sex workers. Like, what? Just, can we, anyway.
Does this hooker seem like religion is going to be a reason?
Oh, it's that same girl from before. Why wouldn't you be able to be religious and a sex worker? Like, can we bring Mary Magdalene into the stage? I don't know enough, but Mary Magdalene she was in the Bible. She was in that fairy tale. Oh God, sorry. If you're offended by that, you're in the wrong spot. I don't believe in religion. I think institutionalized religion was created in order to control people and create a large culture of shame and fear in order to, again, control people, mostly women, mostly feminine people. And I think when it's done like that, it's disgusting. A lot of the community parts of it are okay, and there's a lot of good things. There's a lot of good things, I think, that are taught through the frame of religion, but a lot of it goes way too far, which isn't what we're talking about here. Why you can be a sex worker and be religious? That's weird. Why can't? Anyway.
Reason she's not going to get an abortion. I'm just being real here, guys. I'm not for abortion. I'm pro-life in all circumstances, but
all circumstances? That's so disgusting. No, hate that. Ugh, gross, Pearl.
Women now have the freedom to be single mothers, but don't want to take the responsibility for it. This is a hooker.
Even like the cutoff. The cutoff is so poorly done. Like, is she doing this herself? I hope she's not. She's quite rich. She comes from money. Like, she grew up in a mansion. Somebody should be doing this for her because, by God, it looks like she needs the help.
What do you say? You know, the trad simps have seen this video and they...
Trad simps. Trad. I just learned what this meant, but I forgot. TRAD. Traditional housewives. Trads. Okay, we got to restart here. Traditional housewives. So like the Amish. Well, not the Amish. I think Pearl would be a trad, right? Right? Is she purporting herself as being traditional? Sexism, etc.? Okay, let's try this again.
What do you say? You know, the trad simps have seen this video.
The trad simps. God, like, can we just say words and not all these colloquialisms? Who is this man in the back? I think we're going to find out soon. Okay, trad simps. Come on.
What do you say? You know, the trad simps have seen this video and they think you were wrong. I mean, she couldn't delete her OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm just not buying it, because the longest that you can subscribe on someone's OnlyFans, I think, is 90 days. So, I mean, if we're talking 90 days from the last subscriber and she deleted the account on the day that she said she deleted her account during her baptism, that same day, then she didn't delete the account till 120 days after, before the Michael Knowles interview. So how was she able to time it out so successfully?
Religion is just a sham anyway. Like, it's all a lie. It doesn't make any sense anyway. It's a fairy tale. Stop it. If you're offended by that, you're in the wrong space. I think I said that already, but you probably still wouldn't be here by now. Like, why do we care so much about this girl's OnlyFans? Let her be baptized and participate in sex work. Honestly, like, is that too much to ask? Is that, like, why does that bother you so much? I think these people might be uncomfortable with their sexuality, and maybe they're that. Like, it's all relating to that. I think I'm of the opinion as such. It's how was she able to do this successfully? Like, how cringy is that you're spending all of your time talking about this? Like, who cares? Yeah, my computer is very much overheating, so I might take this opportunity, besties, and tell you, if you're enjoying these videos, this is kind of my one-off here about Pearl, but we've talked about religious fundamentalism, we've talked about homophobia, transphobia, racism, all of these other things on my channel, so if you're interested, go to the playlist called Dismantling Hate. This is episode 13, so there's lots of other things here that I've reacted to, so yeah, if you're interested in that, go and watch those videos, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you consider doing that. It really helps me spread my message around the world, and yeah, anyway. You know, I think I'm tired trying to understand this. We're just going to move on to the next.
And you have to understand the way you report on a story. This is a tactic that feminists, there's a book, it's called How to Destroy a Man, Brad. You should read it. You need to read it from cover to cover because it talks about the way that you guys report on media. It plays into the feminist playbook. And toxic women understand how to use the media to destroy a man's reputation and career without any evidence or receipts. And I know she's going to bring up the receipts, but we'll see.
She doesn't have any proof, and I know she's going to bring up proof, but whatever. Like, I just, yeah, what? Sorry, what?
Women reach the point where they are no longer getting more attractive or gaining more value in the eyes of a potential mate and are kind of on the back end. So they're on the downhill. Their looks are getting worse. The attraction or attractiveness that they have to a guy is getting less and less. And
point of order, who cares? Like, this is only a problem if you're valuing yourself by your external frame, by your external format. Your external self, is because a lot of these people don't garner their confidence from within. And it's like, I hate to use the phrase pick me girl because it's so funny, but like, if you're that pick me girl, you're a pick me girl. You're not a girl's girl, you're a pick me girl. Is like, why it just, yeah. If you're a pick me girl, you don't have, and I'm not saying these women are pick me girls. I just like saying pick me girl. Can you tell? Can you say it with me right now? Pick me girl. You're not a pick me girl. No, you are a pick me girl. You're not a girl's girl. You're a pick me girl. That's from the Love Is Blind reunion. I have brain rot from that reunion, but I've watched it many times. Anyway, not the point. Is that if you don't garner your self-confidence from who you are on the inside because you're a pick me girl, you're only going to be able to get that from the outside, which is a problem. And then eventually when you get old, like Judge Judy says, beauty fades, but sexism is forever. No, hopefully it's not. Really, hopefully it's not.
they're no longer seen as kind of the cream of the crop. They've passed their prime. And
why are we viewing women as resources like this?
some disagreements about what this age is. Some people say it's 26. Some people say it's 30. Some people say it's 35. Some people say it's 40. And so there are some conversations, some kind of interesting, some not interesting at all, and just downright objectifying and degrading.
The same words that feminists use. Objectifying, degrading, blah, 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 cry me a river.
She doesn't even have anything good or useful. She doesn't even have anything good or useful to add to the conversation. Cry me a river, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, God. Pearl is just, again, don't go leave her hate. We're going hard on the issues and easy on the people, but I believe there is such an incredibly high amount of self-hatred here with this woman. Yikes.
They said, you know what, if we do get pregnant, even though we had every choice to not get pregnant, give us child support. So now even if the woman says, you know what, I want this kid, I want it, and you know what, also give me the right to destroy his reputation in the media. Also, now, I mean, even trad are backing this up. So, and media destruction. They said, you know what, if we do
like she's the kid in grade 4 who's doing a presentation who has unmedicated attention deficit disorder. Like, I'm sorry, the way she's like not editing it and like breathing it out, like her laughter into the mic, and like it's just show why it's just this content is so poorly edited. Like, why can't we see the ways in which you are able to not get pregnant? I just God, no, we're moving on.
Luck selling that, because the women aren't wanting to get married young. If you ask most men, I mean, they would have married their high school sweetheart. But the women,
you know how many marriages of your high school you know how many marriages of high school sweethearts work out? No, you don't know anything when you're in high school. I'm sorry, you don't. You're young. You're still stupid. Sorry, if you're in high school. It doesn't mean like you're stupid. It just means, well, I know I just said that. I don't actually mean you're stupid. I mean that you're so inexperienced in life as a whole. You do not know what you want for the rest of your life. Hell, I'm 27 and I'm like just barely figuring out what I want for the rest of my life. Give yourself some time. Give yourself some time.
So that was really, I mean, maybe 10-20% of men have that choice, but most men, that's not really true. So abstinence. Step 2.
So abstinence is not a choice for men, but it is for women? Make it make sense. What?
That's really it. That's really all they got. So I'm going to agree with you. Fresh, sleeping with a hooker and all that and finishing it.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter what she does for a job.
Stupid. Dumb idea. Good luck selling that.
God, these are awful clips. Like, these are awful clips. And I'm not here to like follower shame and like shame. Like, she has 106 likes on this video. And you know what? That's a lot more than I have on TikTok. That's like, go follow me on TikTok on it. But I'm not building my platform on hate. I'm building something that's more sustainable here. I'm not just saying these shocking things in order to like garner some type of short-term attention like she is here.
Was he able to stop her from getting an abortion? Does he have any say in this, Brett? He has no say. He was asked, his opinion. He doesn't want to be a dad. And if women, right now, 1 out of 3 women, probably the woman that you were defending like a week ago, the hooker, 1 out of 3 women's had an abortion. They have the right to not be mothers. Why don't men have the right not to be a father? We can agree it's equally irresponsible to not wear a condom. That's equally irresponsible on both parts, okay? But they both made that decision together. Afterwards, she is the only one that has the right to not to be a mother. Was he able to stop?
Oh, so what she's saying here, if I'm to kind of put this together, is that only a woman has the right to make the choice to have an A word, but if she makes the choice to bring that child to term and raise that child, then she is effectively forcing the father to pay child support. And that's the problem that she has. And she said it's equal, which I can understand where she's coming from until you realize that the man in the situation, or the person who provided the sperm cells in that situation, isn't going through the bodily process of growing and birthing a human being. Like, I understand that. I understand that the person providing the sperm in this situation doesn't have the autonomy of whether that child is had or not, but it's also not their body. Like, why they shouldn't? Like, I understand how seemingly it seems like it should be equal, but it would only be equal if both individuals went through pregnancy, or if somehow, you know what I mean? Like, it has nothing to do with the man's body. It has nothing to, I'm trying to speak in inclusive terms here. It has nothing to do with the person's body who provided the sperm. Like, it's not.
Today we are reviewing this modern woman who tried to test her husband by divorcing him, thinking that he will beg her to not leave him. It all backfired when her husband got so tired of her childish behavior and didn't contest the divorce. Now she cannot stop crying and
Yeah, I don't know why you guys break up you break up marriages as a game.
Today we are reviewing...
God, this is such poor content. Good God. Yeah, I think if that's true, I don't know if that's necessarily true, because I don't trust what's coming out here on Pearl's account. But yeah, if you're ending a relationship in order to test the person for them to fight for you, yeah, that's a problem, and that marriage is going to fall apart anyway. Delusional wife does the unthinkable. Yeah, because divorce isn't real in these people's opinion, which is fascinating to me.
Little pieces of paper, little flimsy pieces of paper can break and end something that's so strong in somebody's heart. It's hard. I'll get through, but I'm sharing my journey with you guys, just so you know that you're not alone, and you guys make me feel not alone.
I'm not alone because of you guys. I have replaced my family with TikTok.
Little pieces.
It doesn't make sense. Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense. This isn't enough context for you to actually, like, be publishing this reel. I don't get it. What's going on? This girl's great. She's so crazy, girl. Okay, next. I think I can only handle a few more of these. Oh. Is there no... Oh, there's no sound on this one. Okay, well, next.
I think a lot of times people don't trust influencers converting because they always do it after they get the money, after they get the fame, and it's almost like a rite of passage to get famous and then convert. So I understand why the comment section takes it like that, where people just suddenly find God after they get famous. Not saying that's what he's doing, I'm not bullying anybody. That's, I think, why people will take it that way. I think a lot of
Hey, look, an actual cohesive piece of content. I love it. I understand what she's saying. It has the Freytag's period beginning. It has the Freytag's pyramid. It has a beginning, middle, and end. There's context. Good job, Pearl. I love this for you. Yeah, sure. I have no comment of like people converting to God after getting famous and getting money. The only one that I can think of is what's that girl? She got in a car accident with the eyeliner and had the KVD beauty, Kat Von D, who converted to Christian, who converted, I believe, to Christianity. I don't know. It was a whole thing. I've watched a lot of deep dives on her. Other than her, I don't know any other examples of people who have converted to religion after that. But that might be the circles that Pearl runs in. So, all right.
Because they always say that public school's free.
It's really not. Well, and I mean, who pays for it? The people who pay for public school is property owners.
Right.
It's usually paid for by millage, like property taxes. So it really incentivizes people in large cities who are probably renters. But if you are one of the people paying property tax, I mean, you're definitely paying for school.
Like, yes, again, the captions right over her eyeballs is really just like, is anybody thinking about the way this content looks? No. Okay, so it's not just property tax. Like, if you pay tax, period, you are contributing to the funding of public schools. So it's not really having anything to do with renting. Like, I rent my apartment, but I also pay taxes. So I'm also contributing to that at public schools. Again, it's not enough context. The government lied to you is the caption. Girl, good God, girl, get a grip. Somebody get me Latrice Royale here for all these G's.
Day one after filing, and I feel so sad. I know I'm going to go through different emotions, but right now I feel sad. I think the last time I felt the pain like this was when my mom died, and in a way this is a death.
You guys like torture? I mean, if you're comparing your divorce to death, then why did you do it? They're like, I don't want to do this, but why?
You can do things that you don't want to do in order to seek a better life. There are so many different situations where somebody would want to break a relationship up and they don't necessarily want to in the moment, but they know overall that it is the right choice. I've been in that situation. I've ended relationships that I didn't want to in the morning. I've ended relationships that I didn't want to in the moment because I knew overall it wasn't headed in a good direction. It's called having foresight, and it's called like just acting with maturity and confidence. Modern women love torture. No, is the caption. You know what would be more torturous here? It would be staying in a relationship that you know is bad just because you have abandonment issues. Sorry, it does feel like a death. Relationships ending do feel like death because it feels like you're losing somebody who is an important part of your life, and that's normal and that's natural, and you can work through that. The real torture would be staying with an awful husband. Sorry, I said it.
What is it? 8. 8?
Her dad looks sad. Are these actually her parents?
She's starting out. Are you disappointed with 8, or are you just kind of like surprised to be?
A lot of people are disappointed by 8.
8. Wow. I guess 8 don't hate.
8 don't hate?
Yeah, 8 don't hate. I can't hate over the 8.
Obviously you are. Why does the body count count?
What is it?
Well, that's exactly it. And what is this? Did Pearl just repost this? Dad finds out her daughter is a thought. Oh my God. Okay, I just saw this online. Is that, okay, gay son or thought daughters? So if you don't know what that means, there was a TikTok that went around a while ago of people interviewing people in the street. I love that. Do you know Tiara Sky? She's a drag queen that interviews people on the street. And she's like, are you pro-lapse or anti-lapse? And can you name 3 black celebrities? I love Tiara Sky so much. Go follow her on TikTok. She is fascinating and hilarious. And I just love her laugh and everything about her. Love Tiara Sky. Anyway, this is not sponsored by Tiara Sky. She doesn't know who I am. Doesn't matter. So there was this man that I forget where he was, but he was saying, would you rather a gay son or a thought daughter? And a thought just means somebody who's promiscuous, if you don't understand what that means. And I remember a man going, thought daughter, I don't know, I had no gay son. And it really took off from there. You know how stupid random things like that on the internet gain popularity. Just thought daughter, I had no gay son. And I saw somebody recently on TikTok. If I remember them, I'll tag them in the description here. But I saw somebody on TikTok talk about the reason that that's a hard thing is because both of those, the reason that is a hard decision to make, even in a hypothetical way, is because in both situations, those people are interested in men, right? A gay son, interested in men. Thought daughter, interested in men. And that's what makes it hard. The reason that the opposite is never asked, like, would you rather a lesbian son or a lesbian son, that was me. Would you rather a lesbian daughter or a thought son? Nobody asks that question because both of those people would be interested in women, and that's not seen as sad or scary, or like, that's not seen as something that is negative. Oh God, like who cares if your body count is 8? What we should be caring about is those 8 people. Were those times safe? Were you educated enough in order to make informed decisions to accrue all of those bodies? Like it doesn't matter that there's 8 of them. What does matter is your conception around what has happened there. Because if you've had 8 partners, like good for you, go for it, girl. Like, were they safe though? did you have a good time? Like, it just, that matters more. Your personal experience with those things is more important than what other people think about you. I don't know if I'm being really clear with what I want to say here, but like, body count is such a weird question. Don't ask that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Do we need men?
No.
Do we need men?
Honestly, no. Some women are so stupid. Where do you go to get your car fixed? Where do you go to do anything?
That's so sexist. Like, I would literally jump head over heels for a feminine person to fix my car. Like, please. Please, I know they're out there. I know they're out there. There's a lot of, there's feminine people on TikTok that I see that are mechanics and stuff. I would so much rather go to women for all of these things that she's about to say. Feminists are so low IQ. Oh, baby girl, that bone structure says something else. No, I'm not here to harp on her physical appearance. We're going hard on the issues and soft on the people, and my empathy is guided by my discernment, but I can only hold it in for so long. Okay, let's see.
Where do you go to do anything? Men literally do the hardest jobs in society.
Men?
No, they don't.
Why?
Because they suck.
Like, hardest in what way? Like, what's harder? Like being a mechanic or being a teacher? And again, that's being very sexist by saying that all mechanics are men and all teachers are women, because hi, I'm a teacher. But it doesn't. Yeah. Is it hard? Is it the hardest physically, or is it the hardest mentally and emotionally and psychologically? Because I would argue that it's easier to develop a strong body than it is to develop a strong mind. And Pearl, I don't think, is done either. Ooh. I'm sorry, how did that clip relate to what you just said? Oh, it's two women. They're trying to get this little car thing through the door with an open garage door right there. Like, you don't have any context. Like, how is that actually funny to you? It just doesn't make sense. Like, where are the jokes? Like, I both love and hate the way she's laughing. Let's go hear it one more time. It is, like, it's cracking me up, but it's also, like, really stupid. And, like...
We need men.
Yeah,
No.
It's no longer funny to me anymore. Okay, you know what? I can handle 5 more of these besties, and then we're out of here. We're gonna do a more deeper dive into we're gonna do a deeper dive into Pearl's videos. Not on TikTok though, because this is really stupid and disjointed. But we're gonna look at one of her YouTube videos and do like maybe a little bit of a deeper dive into her. But we'll do 5 more of these, and then we'll wrap it up, bestishas. Avoid such women at all costs. Can't wait.
You just kind of look for signals. Women that tend to invest a lot in their appearance tend to divorce their husbands because they're...
Like, where are the facts? Where are the receipts? Show me the studies. I just fundamentally do not believe that. I don't think that's true, and I think that's really stupid. Why? Everybody should be investing in their appearance if that's something that they're interested in. Some people don't care about their appearance. It has nothing to do with men or women. I mean, feminized people are socialized and programmed in our modern capitalist society to pay more attention to their physical appearance in order to spend more money on cosmetics and hair tools and just beauty things and fashion in general. That's how feminine people are socialized. So that's what she's talking about, but it's not. She doesn't have that complex of thought.
Their parents tend to divorce their husbands because they're so self-centered. Now, I actually do think image is important. Image matters, but at a certain point, the image of your family is more important than the image of yourself. And so many women want the latest Botox treatment.
But what is the image you're talking? This is like a false equivalency too, because the image of yourself and the image of your family, like who are you building the image of your family for? Like I can understand building your image of yourself for other people, but how are you building your image of your family? I don't get it.
And I don't know, money for your children, college fund. You just kind of look for signals. Women that tend to...
Here's a hot take. You can get Botox and still develop a college fund for your family or for your kids. Sorry, okay. 4 more. I can only take so many.
These are papers.
What's this girl again?
These little pieces of paper, little flimsy pieces of paper can break and end something that's so strong in somebody's heart.
I did it.
All right, ladies, we gotta stop doing this.
I don't really understand what's happening here. I don't have enough context. We did see her earlier on Pearl's TikTok page. I don't know. I wouldn't, for me personally, I wouldn't be out here crying on TikTok going through something hard. But if that's what you want to do, honestly, I support women's rights and women's wrongs. Do I agree? Would I do it? No. Does that mean I'm going to shame her for doing so? Also, no. Like, I literally don't care. If you don't like it, keep scrolling, because ultimately she was either looking for attention, she was looking for follows, or she was looking for people to actually help her, and all three of those are valid. I'm sorry, Pearl's out here doing the same thing. Well, this girl may have been sad fishing. We don't actually know because I don't know the context. If she's sad fishing, you're hate fishing, and girl, it's working because I'm sitting here watching your videos on a whatever morning. So okay, three more.
Another little piece that helps kind of lend credibility and backs this up is that in 1930s Germany, a lot of women started entering the labor force in factories.
Stop. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. If your ideologies, if you require the use of World War II Germany in order to solidify your ideologies, something's wrong. Stop it. It's wrong. No. God damn it.
And they actually had such high rates of male unemployment and depressed wages for men, and even rises in male suicide.
Oh, so it's women who are taking our jobs now. It's not just...
German government had some laws put in that married women, it put restrictions on married women working because they wanted men to be able to have a living wage and support a family because their birth rate was going down and they didn't want that.
I mean, hot take. Why don't we just pay everybody a universal income? Because I don't think we need to work in order to survive. I think that's garbage. It only supports capitalism in this. Ugh, no, that's not what we're here to do. Two more. Okay.
Reason why us young women are so terrible. I'll tell you why we are absolutely
I
terrible.
love that she says we. Like, she's talking about herself. And, like, she should be. It's good that she's not excluding herself from her broad generalizations. But 533 people liked this. That is... The first comment says bingo. That's hilarious. Okay, Pearl, why are young women so terrible? Tell me.
Young women. Because older women have taught us wrong. Older women have not told us what they were supposed to. The older women,
Which
women
is what?
Under the age of 70, typically, because after the 60s, that's when the propaganda was in full force, full-fledged. Most of them were terrible wives. Even if they didn't divorce on paper, many of them separated from their husbands, and many of them tried to control their husbands for a lifetime. We have terrible examples. And once you see this as a young woman, you cannot unsee it.
Yeah, talking about seeing terrible examples. Like, girl, does the logic, does the actual advice, does the actual anything of substance, like, when does that enter the chat? Like, does it actually? And I know, again, none of her shorts really make sense and have full context in order for somebody to understand what the hell she's trying to say. Yeah, I think she's just not educated. She's just some woman out here with a Shore MDA 70. It's the same like that. God. Okay, last one. Make it a good one, Pearl. I've had it with you.
Even the idea that men need women. Men do not need women. Men do not. Jesus did not get...
Come on, Jesus. Yeah, men don't need women and women don't need men. The basis of your relationship should not be on that you need someone, that you require someone. It should be the fact that another person improves upon your life. Everybody should be able to survive without everybody. I am pro being sustainable as a human being on your own. Having a partner should improve upon your situation, not be a requirement for your survival.
Even the idea that men need women. Men do not need women. Men do not. Jesus did not get married. He did not have kids.
Even Jesus doesn't need a woman. I can't. Oh, come on, Jesus. Why does she capitalize every word in her captions? I mean, I uncapitalize. I do lowercase for everything on purpose on all my social media. I mean, except for YouTube, I do right grammar there, but whatever. It doesn't. Jesus.
Some of the greatest saints did not get married and they did not have kids. Women should not be rewarded with marriage unless they deserve it. They should not.
Ooh, no. Like, what does deserving mean? Why are you talking about women like they're dogs? It's just no. Nobody should be getting married unless they are able to actually function in a healthy way in a marriage, which could be looked at as like being rewarded with a healthy mindset. But that's not what this girl means, I'm almost positive.
Rewarded with men's time and attention.
Ew. I hope I never receive the reward of men's attention. Which is, you know what, if you're watching this and you're a man, you're probably gay, which is great. Or you're feminine, or I'm not gay. Not that that's any of your business. And I know that's going to confuse so many people, but there's more options than gay and straight. There really is. It's a false dichotomy, and that's not what we're here to explain. explain, where the hell was I going with this? Yeah, it's none of your business. Oh yeah, if you're watching this and you're a man and you're a straight man and like a masculine man, like good for you. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you're here. There's probably not that many. I've seen my insights. I've seen my analytics, but it's funny because whatever. I have brain rot from this. Let's finish this.
Guys, we have these women running around like breath. I just saw a woman have
And you're one of them, sister girl.
A grown woman have a full-blown temper tantrum in an airport.
As is her right. No, I mean, everybody acts weird sometimes. Like, stop attributing it to their gender.
Both missed their flight. I missed my flight, and so did she. And this woman just got on her back and started screaming. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
I mean, somebody experiencing psychosis or somebody experiencing like a panic attack or whatever. There's so many things that probably never happened, to be completely honest. And how did this impact you getting onto your flight or not? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. The makeup choices here are really interesting too, but I support women's wrongs as well. So I support Pearl putting on makeup in a poor way as well. No, I'm trying really hard to be nice and kind here. It's wild because we're going easy on the people and hard on the issues. So we're gonna cut it there. My next video, best, we're gonna do a deep dive into one of the videos on Pearl's YouTube channel because this was some disjointed type of nonsense here. But I think that's important for us to see and conceptualize here before we go a little bit deeper because this is how Pearl did. This is how Pearl lives. This is how Pearl does things. And yeah, we're here to talk about it because we need practice confronting some hateful rhetoric like this. So we're gonna leave it there. So besties, thank you so much for watching yet another episode of Dismantling Hate here on my YouTube channel. If you like this, hit up my playlist. There's lots of other things. There's lots of things coming in the future as well. So leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Like, one final reminder too, do not go to Pearl's YouTube. Do not go to her TikTok and leave hateful comments. I would recommend against hate watching as well, but hey, that's something that I participate in from time to time because I think you can hate watch in a useful way. What a sentence. But it's not always done in a useful way, especially if you're leaving hate and contributing to the culture of hate, because we may not have Michelle Obama's arm, so we do have her attitude, because when Pearl goes low, we go high. So thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.